men.
Not necessarily. Some guys are open-minded to it, and some guys are into it. Surprisingly.
Right. Sure. That's
Exactly.
fine.
Because most of the guys I see are bisexual, so they just kind of like.
Yeah,
no one really gives a shit.
That's fine, but for me personally, even if I wanted to have a one-night stand with a girl, and she was down, I was down, if I knew that she was sleeping with other men, I would just totally lose interest.
Really?
I wouldn't even want to have, even if casual sit on the table, even if, let me double down on this, even if she was the most beautiful woman in the world, beautiful face, best body imaginable, if she's currently sleeping with another guy, it is 100% a deal breaker, whether I'm interested in a short-term fling or long-term relationship.
And
if she's really involved with another dude, it's a
Yeah,
wrap.
but what if she's sleeping with another guy who's also sleeping with another guy, Brian?
Well,
why does it make a difference?
Yeah.
Still no.
If she's still sleeping with a
Still
guy.
no.
Still
Okay.
no. Yeah. So, anyways, moving on. And
Really? You sleep with dudes who slept with dudes and are sleeping with dudes? Like, really? That's a thing?
What? Yeah, of course it is.
What's wrong with that?
There's a lot of bisexual men.
A lot of pan men.
I don't
Or
even know what
pansexual.
sexuality. I wouldn't even define myself. I don't know. I'm very open-minded.
you're pansexual.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Pansexual just means, God, I hate. Okay.
I don't understand.
It's not. Bisexual is like men and women. Pansexual also includes gender fluid people or transgenders as
Okay,
well.
well,
Which,
yeah,
as a bi, I
so
actually
that makes
think
sense,
it
yeah.
includes everything, but whatever.
Oh, have you dated a trans individual?
Dated? No, maybe hooked up. Yeah, but not dated.
Dated? No. Had
Hooked up with,
had
yes. That's what she
sex.
said.
Had
Yeah.
the sex. Do you? Okay, we won't linger on this one. Going around the table.
Did they have the full thing? Did the whole surgery and everything?
No.
No.
So-
Would you though?
Huh? Yeah.
Did they have the full surgery?
Yeah. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
People are people. As long
So would
as
I
the
too.
sensory is good, that's all that matters to me.
So, going around the table, do you think it's wrong for a man? I didn't even want to bring it here, but because y'all brought it up, I have to. You baited me into asking this question. Do you think it would be wrong for a man to not want to date a transgender woman?
It's really someone's preference. I agree. It's all about preference.
It's about preference, yeah, 100%. Always.
I think that who you choose to date is completely and totally up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Can you repeat the question? Because I agree with you, but I was like.
Oh, wrong. Is it wrong for a man to not want to date a transgender woman because, I should have said that, because she's trans?
No,
Okay.
personally, no.
Nope.
Nope.
And Doug?
No. I feel like you should maybe like frame this question in like a scenario.
Yeah, I feel
So
like,
oh, he really likes her. They started dating already, but he finds
or
out
like
she's a man.
it was changed
It's
halfway through the
specific
table
situation.
a
Because it's
little
like
bit, and I didn't-
obviously like preference.
Yeah.
We've had people argue that it is objectionable, though,
Really?
to this question, yes.
I mean, okay.
I've heard
I
some,
think that
but
if you're a straight man and you're dating a transgender woman, that doesn't make you gay.
You're still straight.
Okay, that was going to be my next question.
Is that what you mean? Because I don't think that makes you gay. If they're fully transitioned, then they are a trans woman and they're still a woman.
Yeah,
and
okay, so that's
and
my
you're
tip.
having sex with someone that looks, appears, and is
Right,
and
so
identifies as a
Hold
woman.
on. So that is actually the follow-up question that I've
Okay.
been forgetting to ask for a while now.
I feel like that's more so what you meant.
So, yes, going around the table, is it straight for a male who is not trans to have sex with a male who is a transgender woman?
I need that written
But that's
down.
not a male, then it's a transgender woman.
No, it's still a
And
male.
are they fully
Still a male.
transitioned?
There's only.
It's not.
Oh, I'm not gonna
it's
get into
it's,
it.
it's
It's
not.
not what?
It's not wrong. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not wrong to have a preference and to not want to date somebody who is transitioning or transgender overall. Like that is your preference. You have,
Yeah.
the right to like be like, oh, that's not for me personally. But
Well, yeah, we're talking about the straight.
but I also
thing that
don't
you
like. I
brought up.
already said, yeah, I don't think that that's
not.
gay at all.
Well, okay, so, but you said fully transitioned, right? So what if they didn't fully transition?
I mean, then I don't know. That's like a
Personally, I
sticky.
think it's, you just be
It's a
respectful of
person.
whatever
I think
that
you just be
person wants to go
respectful.
with. You just be respectful.
yeah.
Right, but hold on. We're not talking about respect. We're talking about, is it straight?
But then what is sexuality?
Yeah, I can't really define.
Okay, hold on.
You're talking to a bunch of people that are born in like early 2000s that don't like to just like put all these labels of like being straight, gay, like
I do.
you being straight.
I think there's two genders.
I mean,
So
there's two.
W's in the
there's
chat.
two genders that you can be born
Men
as.
and
Yeah.
women.
Zoomer going off.
No, there is men
There's-
and there's women. I mean, I don't want to completely get into it. There's men, there's women. I think if you well, I don't even know the word, transform into
Transgender.
Do I have, like,
no,
Transition.
That's what I was saying, like transform, transition into that. You're still what you are biologically at birth. You just transferred because you still have all like the man, let's say you go
W.
from a man to a woman, you still have all the testosterone in there. You don't have as much estrogen. You don't.
That's what medicine.
Yeah.
That's
You're
what
good,
the
you're
medicine's
Yeah,
for.
that's-
Yeah, but it's
That's what
still
the
you're
medication
still not
does.
gonna be 100%.
Wait, it's okay. Here, let's just get a straight
Okay,
answer.
okay, let's
Let's get a straight answer to the
straight
straight
answer.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, is it straight for a male to? She brought it up and you're dipping.
already answered
You got
both
you got to hit the vape right now, bro.
I answered both questions and my vape is dead. I fucking wish.
You gotta hit
But-
the vape.
No, I wish. My vape's been dead
You're
for like an
jonesing
hour.
Over there for
All
me.
right. Bobka for the first time rating ever. Yo, Bobka, thank you for the raid, man. I hope you had a good stream. And Nick, pull up Twitch. Why not? Pull up Twitch. We'll wait till Elle is back because we're not allowing her to weasel. She doesn't get to weasel out of this question. Yo, Bobka, thank you for the raid, man. And hope you're. When's Molten Core coming out, bro? Bobka, when's Molten Core, SOD Phase 4, World of Warcraft? Guys, if you're coming from Bobka's stream, drop us a follow and a Prime sub. Maybe you don't have a Prime sub, but at least drop us a little follow in the chat. And yeah, that's it. Drop us a follow in the Prime. And for our viewers, guys, it's been 15 minutes since we last got the Prime. I think it's bugged. Can somebody do a little test run, see if it's working? Okay, so is it straight for a man to hook up with a transgender woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do believe it is based on a level of transitioning.
Okay. All right. What about you?
Flat out no.
Nope.
Nope.
No. No.
Okay. And Elle, it was a yes for you, right? It is straight.
I answered both questions. That's the only reason I went to go to the restroom. I answered both of the questions already before I walked away.
So what was it?
You want me to read? Okay. I said that if a straight man is dating a transgender woman and she's fully, like,
It's not
has
gay.
all the
You
parts,
said it's not
It's not
gay.
gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that.
So we won't linger long on this. I just have a couple questions. So straight is short form slang for what?
Heterosexuals.
Yeah.
Heterosexual, right? So when we say homosexual, we mean same-sex relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You would agree that these people have not changed their sex, correct?
If they've gone through drastic surgery to change their sex, then
You can't change your sex.
But they're biological. No.
they're
change your
biologically
sex.
not. They're biologically not. Yeah.
Right. But so
They can't do certain things that a woman can do, like have a
means
baby or have a
same-sex.
period.
But homosexual means same sex, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Straight is short form slang for heterosexual. So if homosexual means same sex relationship, then you could perhaps argue they've changed their gender, but you wouldn't argue that they changed their sex, right? So then wouldn't it be the case if two males were dating, regardless of their gender, they're in a homosexual relationship?
Yeah. If two males that are
No,
identify and have a penis,
They could
yes.
They could even both be transgender.
Yeah, I'm really confused by this identification. Why would the identification matter in this case? If homosexual, the definition
Because you're
means
still
same
straight.
sex.
If you're
Hang on,
attracted to
hang on.
women-
Let me ask the question before you answer it. If homosexual means same sex, right? Same sex activity. if you're having sex with a member of the same sex, can you explain how that's not homosexual? I actually would like to know the answer.
I'm saying that
No.
if a man is like has a penis and is a man, like identifies as a man, is a man, and a transgender has had surgery and has a vagina, I don't think that you're gay for being attracted to somebody that has had surgery to get there to be a woman. Like that's not gay to me. Like you're
Yeah,
still
but I mean,
attracted
gay
to
men are
women.
attracted to other men all the time, right? But they're still
Yeah,
gay.
and that's fine. But if you're not a gay man and you're attracted to someone that looks, is, and on all other accounts other than being able to have a baby or have a period, then that's not gay in my
You
opinion.
think that that's all women are? Is
No, I'm just
period
saying that that's like
can
those
give
are like the
birth?
two big things that a transgender woman cannot do. But anything else is like.
That's what makes a woman.
Yeah, but here's the problem with this
Just 'cause they're not
reasoning. Let me see if I can't point it out real quick. Let's say a man was brutally mangled in a propeller accident on a boat and lost his genitalia. And afterwards, he had an estrogen spike, and so he grew breasts, and he already had long hair and this kind of thing. You would not consider him a woman if he did not consider himself a woman, correct?
Yeah, because he's in an
Right.
accident. That's different.
So then
than
all of this is
choosing
based
and
on
actively
self.
making these surgeries.
Yeah. So then all of this is based around self-identification, because if I gave you somebody else who was trans who had the same characteristics of the trans person you're talking about, you still would not consider that homosexual behavior, and that's what I don't understand. Same sex is same sex.
Well, see, you're talking about a single accident. What she's talking about is the whole identity, including the sex and, like an actual surgery, actual hormones, actually going through everything, reconditioning the body, because a lot of things go into completely transitioning, and it is very hard to
okay,
pass.
and I'm willing to grant that. I'm willing to grant that you can have genital surgery. You can have surgery on your body. You can have hormone replacement. All of these things to fit what we would consider secondary sex characteristics for women.
Yeah.
I'm going to not dispute that. But then you still also have to tangle with this idea that if that were to naturally occur for a male, you would not consider him not a male unless he considered himself not a male. So if we got a one-to-one comparison of a person that had the same characteristics as somebody else who changed all those characteristics to be the thing, they would still be the same exact thing.
So I actually have a question.
Referring to any group of people as a thing is just crazy to me. Sorry.
I do agree, but
Well,
I do have a question.
Wait. Back up. I didn't refer to a group of people as a thing. I said if you have a thing that has the exact characteristics as another thing, I don't understand where you would create this delineation point.
Through choice of whether or not they. Oh my God, I don't want to carry this whole.
Hang on. Do you consider yourself a rock?
No, I don't consider myself a rock.
Well, but could you tell me what a rock is, even though you don't consider yourself one?
I mean, I don't really deal with rocks, so no, I cannot.
You can't tell me what a rock is? Can you tell me what a tree is?
Yes, I can.
Now, are you a
It's
tree?
something outside.
Are you a tree?
No, I'm not. But
It's
I
really
did,
strange
at some
that you can
point,
hang on.
identify as
It's
an
really
alien
strange to me
plant.
that you know what things are, even if you're not the thing. So what is a woman again?
Okay, so a woman, in my opinion, is someone who identifies as a woman.
A woman shouldn't be, in your opinion, as a definition.
Wait. Hang on. Let's move back.
In my
A woman-
personal opinion, I don't really.
Okay, I understand. A woman is someone who identifies as a woman. If this is the case, then could you be sleeping with somebody and they roll over and say, "Hey, baby, I'm a woman," and you would be having lesbian sex? Is that correct?
Depends on if they're considering themselves lesbians. Because
just
not all
decided,
women
yeah, they're
consider themselves
lesbians.
lesbians, and you can have sex with a woman as a woman and not have lesbian sex.
Why can't they identify as a tree? And then, or why can't they identify themselves as a dead body and then call you a necrophiliac? Why can't they do that?
Well, there's a kink for that, so technically they can.
There's a kink for everything.
can?
There is a kink for
So-
everything.
This is ridiculous.
So to get this
Like,
right,
just-
you think that you would be a necrophiliac if somebody you were
I
sleeping
do
with
not think
rolled over
that.
and identified as being a dead body?
What?
It's the same logic. If you say that anybody is a woman who identifies as being a woman, which means a woman, when I ask you what is a woman, it is anybody who identifies as, which means anybody
So,
who
okay.
identifies as a woman is a woman, which means woman is anybody who identifies as a woman. It's an infinite regress.
So a woman is a
hang on.
societal
Listen,
role.
listen to
That's
what's
what
being
it
said
is.
first. Listen first, then respond. So if you have a
you don't wanna
regressive
listen.
definition, an infinite regress, a loop, I never actually get the information as to what a woman is. It's just anybody who identifies as one, which is anybody who identifies as one. Well, what is that? Whoever identifies as that. We're not actually clarifying what a woman is.
Okay, so let's say a woman is the one who has the vagina and the one who has the breasts and presents themselves as a woman. So let's say that. Let's say that's a woman. Or
If that is the, okay, well, let's say
let's
that is.
for the
Can you-
argument's sake.
Okay, can you agree, though, that there could be men who have all of those characteristics and even present themselves in a way that you would consider womanly, but don't consider themselves a woman?
Yes.
Would you consider them a woman?
No, because they don't
Okay, well,
consider
then we're back
themselves
to
a
the same
woman.
problem of anybody's a woman who says they're a woman. We're back to the same exact problem
Because
again.
every single person is different, and there's nuance in every single person's journey, and I feel like we've already established that. Like every single person is
That's
completely
just
unique.
fluff. That doesn't tell me shit.
Andrew, has she-
everybody's journey is different. Okay, so what? What does that have to do with anything?
Okay, yeah, but you're not even a part of the whole like community. You're not a part of the actual conversations that the people are having about gender. You are just presenting your opinion as a cis white male dude. So it's like, what?
True.
What does
What does that have to do with anything?
Because-
Wait, did you just say you're hang on, did you just say you're white and straight, so opinion dismissed? Are we doing the you go girl, I'm a fucking strong lesbo, I'm here to fucking own, like what are we doing here?
No, I am just saying that what you're saying and what you're trying to create and generate conversation about, like, this is not really a conversation that me and you should be having.
Why?
Because,
Why not?
Why not?
Because
Isn't
it
this
is
good to talk about like dilemmas and
No,
stuff and like
okay, so
Oh my
disagreements?
God.
so because I am not a trans woman,
Oh
I cannot
my
answer
God.
those questions, and neither is he.
I'm not a rock, but I can talk about rocks. I'm not a tree, I can talk about a tree. I'm not a cat, I can talk about cats. I'm not
Yeah,
a dog, I
but
can talk about a
that-
dog. I can
that's
talk
like
about
a- that's like
everything on
turning-
planet Earth,
that's
but
like turning-
somehow, if I don't go and surgically alter my genitalia, I'm not qualified to know what a woman is or is not?
You can have your own.
Let me ask you a question.
opinion on
Do you have
that.
any opinions at all on how children are raised in society?
I have a few.
Oh, yeah, hang on. And do you have any children?
No.
Then you're totally disqualified from that conversation.
I
Why would you
completely
ever talk
agree,
about
which
it?
is why I'm not a part of
You're
that
totally
conversation.
disqualified from that conversation. You
I
cannot have
agree.
any opinions about children.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
do
w-
not. I do not voice my opinions
you
about
just
children.
said that you do have opinions
I
about
have
it.
opinions, but I do not voice them nor have conversations with the parents. Like I do not
So
tell
people
them
can't have
how to-
opinions. So you have no opinion on whether or not it's child abuse. If somebody goes in their room, pulls out a belt, and starts beating the shit out of their kid with it, is that child abuse?
Considering that was down to me, yes, I do consider.
Oh,
that child
wait,
abuse.
that's an opinion about children.
Because
That's an opinion
you can
about
have
nope, dismissed. It's an
opinions.
opinion about children.
You can have opinions, but it's
No,
a
you
different
can't.
thing to discuss. Yes, you can.
No, you
have
can't.
your own opinions. I have my own opinions.
No. You just said that you're not allowed to have an opinion.
I said you're not
you
allowed
just
to
said you're not allowed to have an
discuss.
opinion.
No,
If
I
you
did
don't have
not
kids,
say
you don't
that.
have an opinion. So when you say
I did not say
X
that.
thing with children is abuse, you are not qualified to make that statement because you have no children by your own logic.
I just think that what I get what you're trying to say, and I also understand hers. So I'm just gonna try and help you guys see eye to eye a little bit,
Thank you.
just a little bit.
My language
It's just
is
that
rusty.
she is trying to say that every person has the right to have their opinion, just like you do, even if she doesn't agree with it. That's perfectly fine. But when you're talking about a a group of people or peoples that you have no knowledge on, and you're a married straight man, you have no right to tell other people what their sexual preferences is or what their sexuality is
not what he's
when
saying.
it's not. But he's saying that it's gay to have sex or be with a transgender woman.
It
That's
objectively
fine.
is.
That's
It objectively is.
It's just not right.
Let us assume for a second.
Assume
I'm just
someone
going to
else's
follow your own
sexuality.
train. Hang on. Let her speak. I'm just going to respond directly to what you're saying. Go ahead and finish.
It's just that I don't think personally, like, okay.
Wait. I'm sorry.